All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. We like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And yeah, we're back with an icon from the Great Millstone Church here in Birmingham on the brother Barak, and with me
Brother Dawada.
and with an icon from the Great Millstone Church in Birmingham. What else could we do but prophesy? And today we just want to get into a lesson concerning the Counsel of the Wicked and how this man, his thoughts, is being played out on the planet Earth. And we seeing the results of it. But at the end of the day, he will not accomplish his desires. But matter of fact, I'll start off at let's get this in the book of Psalm 64.
Okay.
Because everything this man does is a sinister plan behind it. It hurts. It stinks. You know, the result is not pleasing concerning the so-called white man and everything he brings forth. You can start at one on that out.
This is Book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse 1.
And as you can see, the heading. It says,
Prayer.
yeah, it's like
Prayer for deliverance from secret enemies.
see, because guess what? That shows that this nigga's plotting and scheming. Plans are being set up, traps and snares are being laid before us. You know, and one of them snares and traps that's being brought forth is that ultimate snare and trap was that sea hip, man. You know, that's gonna be one of those that secret that's gonna come out suddenly upon these people. They're not aware that sea hip is one of those snares and traps, man. What you got it a lot?
This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
See, and that's our prayer for the Lord, Yahawashi, try to keep us from this devil, man. You know, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. It shows this is what this nigga counsel is about. Us. When you go into it, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, talks about how in this man's counsel, he was looked to the poor. Matter of fact, can you get that real quick? I think this Wisdom of Solomon 2 and I think that's like 10, I believe. Because this man knows he's going down. And this act of desperation. Yep.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
And this is their reaction concerning them going down. Talks about how they're counseling, but not right. But they are acknowledging that their time is short. And this is part of the reaction oppressing a poor righteous man. And the form of that is this man trying to block the truth, you know, these different YouTube guidelines. Of course, the society, this system that's being set up is to keep us in further direction. Of course, that. But us bringing forth this word and him trying to suppress it, that's a part of that oppression as well. You got it out.
It says, let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
So they're going to lean on their laws and legislations as their strength. You know, they stand for these different laws and legislations. That's what they're leaning on. It talks about it in the book of Psalms, 12th chapter. Talks about with our tongue we will prevail. Who is Lord over us? So that shows that when they bring forth, what they write, the power of the pen, they see it as their strength. And they're going to use it. That's why it's going to be certain laws on the book. It's really already on the lined up. Certain events is going to activate them laws that's already set up. Talks about how this man, so we'll go back to that Psalm 64, how he wet his teeth, his mouth tongue like a sword. Because ultimately these laws and legislations that's being set up is an effort for him to justify coming down. That's why you got the Patriot Act from all the way back from 9/11, but now is that legislation, that law that's on the books is going to be activated in this time, man. But this man will be able to corral the people, you know. But who he ultimately going to come out to those that have the testimony of Yahawashi. But you got it all out.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
See? That's predatory. And that's the so-called white man. That's Esau. That's one of his characteristics.
Yep.
Talks about that young lion, that crouching lion. That's this man. You got it.
If I may. That cunning hunter. You know, laying those snares and traps. This damn devil will put a bar of salt to draw deer in, and he'll shoot them from 50 yards away, man. You know? But that's Esau, man. That's this man's characteristics. He don't change up. If I may continue, you know, back in the time when Christopher Colon came over, they would write up legislation and read it off in Spanish, knowing that our brothers wouldn't be able to understand these things, and they go through and execute things with the sword. So this damn devil don't change, man. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
We're not for the turn. We're not for this man's ruling. We're not for him being on top. We're not for his turn. And guess what? We decreeing his downfall through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. This is not under the banner of Black Lives Matters or the civil rights movement, anything that comes from this earthly realm. No, this is a decree from the heavens, man. You got it?
He is clean contrary to our doings.
See, and we're clean contrary to the doings of the so-called white man. You know, because people do the wickedly, but Esau is the wicked. Jake doing all these wicked shit, for an example, selling dope or even adultery. But guess what? Esau would far exceed that. He the one that funded to, you know, to be on TV, to be presented as cool. You know, this nigga would have an interview with an up-and-coming rapper, and he don't like the song because he ain't talking about no adultery or nothing. Even you watch that what's that that old NWA movie when you had Jerry Heller.
Oh yeah,
he was telling him to spice it up, man. Talk about that gangster shit. But who funded you so-called Jews, man? They the ones that's behind the porn industry, and motherfucker got candy and shit. All that shit go back to Esau, man. All the wickedness. It talks about the unfruitful works of darkness. This man is the source of all the wickedness that you see on the planet Earth. So yeah, Jake is wicked. Do wicked things. Do wickedly. But Esau is the wicked. Just type up the Bohemian Grove, and that anything Jake do, you can't compare to what you just read when you read the Bohemian Grove. You got it out.
He upbraideth us with our offending the law. He objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education.
So yeah, and that's what we do. We upbraid this man. We reprove this man in a harsh manner concerning him offending the law. and his form of information that's being brought forth, we rebuke that, man. Oh, it talks about that. Reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. You know? But just going back, this man, his reaction, you know, from him acknowledging that he had but a short time, is to go after the righteous. And we seeing those moves are being set. Even the robot dolls, they're becoming more blatant now. They got them patrolling the streets and the different stores. You got robots and shit everywhere. You know? But you can go back to that Psalm 64 if you ain't got none.
This is Psalms chapter 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
See? And we just read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, concerning the ungodly and their counsel they have within themselves, you know, the heads of Edom. And ultimately their reaction is to go after the righteous. You know, it said the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So this man is fashioning and formulating iniquity, man. Certain evils to be brought upon the planet Earth. You know? We finna see desperation play out in this profession concerning a kingdom, a ruler. You know, you might see it in the form of basketball, somebody throwing up a half-court shot, or in the NFL, somebody, you know, Hail Mary. You know, these different plays of desperation, but we're finna see it play out through a kingdom, or empire. This man is signing these crazy laws and legislations, putting more money into his military because he's anticipating. He already, his back against the wall. So what other reaction could he have but to do what he doing now, man? You got it out.
If I made them horns finna get ready to show.
That's it. Matter of fact, since you said that, get that Ecclesiastes Sirach 14.
That's it.
At what is Selm, I believe.
This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 14 and verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly.
And yeah, and this nigga, that's how he does it. That's the devil, man. So he's not gonna come straight up with his plan, his agenda. You know, he's coming out of these different banners, the WEF, you know, coming out of the banner of health. You know, these this nigga got a socialist on CNN, but it's really these elites talking, you know, to these people. And it's all an effort to keep you in the pit, to keep you in further derision, so this devil can have his head above water. You know, even back then you had different incentives. If you take the jab, nigga, you get a $100 coupon, a free meal, even a free strip club dance. If you take this jab, this wasn't of his goodwill. This man just want everybody to be healthy. But if that was the case, it wouldn't be no more McDonald's during the time. You wanted to come under the banner of health so bad, you want everybody to be healthy, you would have got rid of McDonald's. You know, Wendy's, these different fast food restaurants. You would have got rid of the LGBT XYZ if you concerning health. You know, but it was a sinister plan behind it. And that's what we see with the so-called white man. Everything he presents, the results of it is nothing good. Like I said, it hurts at the end. It begins to smell. It's nothing pleasing what comes forth from the so-called white man. And it might be presented as some pleasing at first in the flesh. It talks about the serpent's doctrine, how when he presented it to evil, it was pleasing unto the eyes. But look at the results now, man. Even concerning Eve, after all that, guess what? The Lord cursed her with birth pains and shit. So this shows on all levels, the so-called white man, what he presents is death, man. It's nothing good that come from it. You can read that again, huh?
Con. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly.
Mm-hmm.
And at the last, he will declare his wickedness.
And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. See, you gonna know the so-called white man is the devil when you fall in that hole.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, the wild coyotes niggas setting up these different traps, but for you niggas that's not aware, it's gonna work on you.
Con.
That's you all tied up, tangled up in this cabal this man just created. You gonna know he the devil then, but that's when it's too late. Con, you want to say something, Mark?
Yeah, Con, I got something real quick.
Con.
That's a beautiful point, man. That they don't see the snare being laid.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." Just landing back on that precept, the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You think he presenting you something to help you, but in the results, the end of it is going to lead to death, man. Like the so-called lab-grown meat, you think it's something to help the planet, right? Bring down emissions, but it really leads to death because it don't give you the nutrients that you need, all right, to keep your body going, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that
matter of fact, get that what's that wisdom, not wisdom Solomon, Sirach 12 and was that 16?
Mm-hmm. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. If I may, real quick,
You got
that got me thinking of UBI.
Yeah, that's it. That would come. They come, especially like you see these videos, these TikTokers. That's what they be talking about. The UBI and these devil got these people where they don't want to work no more and shit. So like, you got
no, that's beautiful. That's right, that's that snare. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 16. It says that enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes.
Oh, Slot. It says he would he's speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that goes back to the secret counsel of the wicked, man. This man, his energy is going towards. Cause talks about how this man he hate Jacob because of the birthright.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's what it goes back to. That's what the power, the rulership, power over the earth, is that birthright, man. But as you can see in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit, and that's what this man, these councils, these G7 something, these summit meetings, it goes to that how to keep us, how to throw us in a pit, and not just those, just a regular Israelite, a nigga. Those that have the testimony of Yahawashi, that's who he really want, because this bringing forth this word, Yahawashi is upsetting his plans, man. This is what's bringing things to a halt. The testimony of Yahawashi, because this decree says, "Come no further." This man was on the run. He was able to run circles around the people for centuries. He was able to go through these different presidents and governors, prime ministers, depending on what area you in. To what you see now, this is the agenda about to be accomplished. But right, it tells you when he's beginning to end, that's when the Lord's going to rain upon him, man. But just going back, this man, it says in his heart, he'll imagine him how to throw thee into a pit. And that goes back to these secret councils, man. You got it a while.
he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
See, he said he will weep with his eyes. So this show, this man's he's gonna present himself in such a way to let your guard down.
Mm.
But when that opportunity comes, because that's what he's waiting on, and that's the time we in when that opportunity has been opened up. You know, people think that the Crown Vic is over with.
Mm.
You know, they made an announcement, no more masks, and you know they got rid of the. You got to have a jab to come into certain businesses. You know, these people went hell and hot water to tell you better wear your mask,
Mm.
wear your jab at. Now you getting reports of people dying from the shit.
Mm.
And now these businesses open up. You ain't gotta wear a mask no more. Just ain't nothing happening.
'Cause-
These people crazy, man. But that's the results of the so-called white man.
Mm-hmm.
You got it though.
Cause if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Yeah, because he's the one that brought it forth.
Mm-hmm.
He the one that brought forth the adversity, and you know he's looking for a certain reaction to bring forth that certain solution.
Mm.
So that's why we keep hearing things about food shortages and this and that. These things that's gonna bring forth discomfort and anguish and distress, just so that sea hip can be the solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for you to continue, in this society. What was that article that just came out a few days back?
Oh yeah. The CBDC have to be up under the skin.
Yeah, for you to abide in this society, for you to buy and sell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we know it's gonna everything is building up to that sea hip because we see the momentum is digital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cash is being used less. Ultimately, it's gonna lead down to that sea hip where they actually got to bring forth that grain of rice and put it in your hand.
Mm.
You got it a while.
It says, and though he pretend to help thee,
Mm.
yet shall he undermine thee.
See, that is going back. He's he's speaking sweetly with his lips. He present himself as a help, but he's trying to undermine you. He's really trying to ensnare you. You got it.
He will shake with his head, and clap his hands, and whisper much.
See, and whisper much. That's going back to those secret councils.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this man plotting and scheming. You got it.
And change his countenance.
See, his countenance is going to change.
Hmm.
So we're going to see the devil for who he really is. You know, he's going to, like the brother mentioned, Officer David mentioned concerning this man, his horns is going to begin to show. And that was that old Twilight Zone episode, the Howling Man. Once the devil was freed, and as he got closer to the light, it was by the window and shit. The his horns and shit, the nigga eyebrows began to arch up, and you knew he was a devil then, man.
Oh man. If I may.
Huh?
Hey, you said he was approaching the light.
Yeah.
So that light ended up shining on him, and that's what you're seeing happen, man. The light is shining on this devil hard, man. His secret counsels are being revealed, you know, and now we see him for who he is, man. The devil that the Bible speaks of. That's heavy, man. Because as you mentioned earlier, you know, everybody can't see it. You know, they don't have a clue of what he's presenting. The end game, they think is just something to make their life easier, but it's really something to have you a servant, man, a perpetual servant. And they don't even have that mental faculty to grasp the things that are happening in the planet Earth, though. But you got it.
Con. As a matter of fact, you can go back to that Psalm 64.
Psalm 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
See, it says who wet their tongue like a sword.
Hmm.
And that's what this man and his laws and legislations, even the rhetoric that this man bring forth is violent on all levels. But it all is going to go back to the laws and legislations on the books that's going to justify coming down with great wrath and bring forth his military. Even Trump brought forth 100,000 troops in America. They still here, man. Ain't like news went out and said, yeah, they back to. Nah, they here. And there's still videos coming out of different military vehicles being shipped to strategic spots throughout the U.S. And you go into that word wet, it goes to sharpen because this man is once he bring forth that hammer, when the Lord give the green light for to really release Esau, ain't gonna be no time for these freeways to be locked down. You got cinder block bricks in the freeway. You can't, different road being closed. This man set up the where these roads will be closed down. You got to go through a certain way. Ain't no, you take a roadway to a certain location. You can't do that because the road's been closed down. You got to go through this certain checkpoint. It wouldn't be no time for this devil to set that up within a night. A couple of days while the power outages has happened. And he said, and to bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better word. And when you that means you aiming too somewhere. You bending your bow, you ain't just doing it. And you got the arrow loaded up. No, you aim. And it says bitter words. So there's nothing pleasing that's being brought forth that's on the books. This man got certain things concerning hate speech. You can get locked up for that. You really bringing forth the scriptures, bringing out the Bible. And there's plenty of cases concerning people bringing out the scriptures and being locked up. It's starting over there in the UK. I believe that's Ireland or something like that. But guess what? It's not just going to be reserved to there. It's going to come over here as well. But it said them bitter words. Matter of fact, let's see what that word bitter goes into.
Okay. That word bitter, Strong's H 4751. It says bitterness of water or food. Ooh, of harlots in of wickedness.
See, and these people are going to experience. They're experiencing the harlot's end, the groaning and the anguish. These people are feeling it. Hey, these at least are beginning to feel that. Just starting with the word, the bitterness in their minds. These people feeling it by these laws and legislation that are being passed forth. You got it out.
Coming down in the Strongs, it says bitter, literal or figuratively. Also bitterness, bitterly, angry, chaffed, discontented.
Hey, he said angry. Because it is angry. These angry words. It talks about how Esau, that bitter cry. He was pissed. It wasn't he was really pissed. He wasn't sad. He was sad, but he was more pissed. That's why his and the way he comforted himself. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I don't want to butcher it. Get Genesis 27 and I think it's like 42, I believe. Let me see. Talks about Esau comforting himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 42.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold,
And
Esau.
what was and this is all after the blessing,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. And this man, he was given a compensation, but ultimately it would that last part of his blessing was going to actually cut him off from everything else. When you read verse 41, and that was the sword. Verse 40, I mean, was the sword was that's gonna cut him off. You got it out.
Con. It says, And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee.
See, so this man,
Mm.
the way he was gonna comfort himself was to kill Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
That's his that's his that's what's gonna comfort him. This is his way to rationalize things out.
Mm-hmm.
Is to kill Jacob, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, when you read Wisdom of Solomon in the 10th chapter, it talks about how matter of fact, get that Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 10.
Con.
Because guess what? That was spiritual, that was wisdom giving him a heads up. He was able to flee.
Mm.
But guess what? Once again, we have been given a heads up. Our mother, wisdom, told us about this devil. You got it out.
Con. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9.
Con.
It says, But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her.
Hey, that's heavy because one of those words for bitter, the bitter words was pain.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? We're gonna be delivered from this devil, man. Because we attend upon wisdom.
Mm.
Wisdom is he talks about wisdom is the work of all things. You know, cannot be letted. She the one that oversees all things. Because this word is what dictates and narrates life and existence, man. So by us holding fast to this, this is how we're gonna be kept. You got it.
When the righteous fled from his brother's wrath,
Hmm.
she guided him in right paths.
See, and we read that account
Mm-hmm.
of Rebecca telling Jacob, "Look, this man he's gonna kill thee," and that would cause him Jacob to flee and be preserved and be kept. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but you see, his wisdom is guiding from right paths. You got it.
She showed him the kingdom of the Most High and gave him knowledge of holy things, made him rich in all his travels, and multiplied the fruit of his labors.
See, and that's by us holding fast to wisdom. But as you can see, that first part being fleeing from the brother's wrath. And guess what? We at the height of that fight now. We at the height of the climax of this story between Jacob and Esau, man. To where ultimately the elder is gonna be overcome.
Mm.
You know that was that the younger
Mm-hmm.
pulling this man down by the heels. We had what it says in Sig to the 6th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
As Jacob hand held the first heel of Esau,
Mm.
guess what? That was spiritual because now we actually at that point where this man is about to be brought down and we're going to be set up. Yeah, but you can go back up to
Okay. This is the book of Psalms. Oh, you want to go back to Genesis?
that Psalms. Yeah, we can go back
Okay.
to Psalms. Up.
Okay. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 3, it says, Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
See? And that's this man trying to these different laws of legislation. Oh, it talks about that also in Psalms 59. Swords are in their lips.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this man is the spirit of war is on this man. He is the sword.
Mm.
So that's what you're going to get, the sword. As you brought out earlier concerning the wicked, the tender mercies of the wicked is cruel.
Mm-hmm.
He can't help it. This man got the humane society, but it's inhumane things that's being done there.
Damn.
Such as euthanization. Sniffing, the reproductive parts of these animals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his form of saying, to prevent more homeless kittens, we're just going to kill this one so it won't make no more babies. That's sick, man. And these animals can't even live or buy in this society. You got roads and shit. You see dead animals on the freeway and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They can't adapt to this.
Mm.
But you got it a while.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
See, at the perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? Those that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Matter of fact, I get Psalm 37. Started like 12, bahasham. Because it says shoot in secret. That's what these counsels about. Those that have the testimony of Yahawashi. This man don't got nothing to do about he ain't worried about niggas. All thing he gotta do is have another rapper to come out or a new McDonald's burger.
Mm-hmm.
Some joints that came out in 20 years ago. That's gonna always keep a nigga in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's those that have the testimony of Yahawashi because we are separated from this world. And we ain't for this place. And by the way, the decree of Yahawashi, we seeing it being moved, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got it a while.
Sirach 37.
No, Salak, I mean Psalms 37. Salak, y'all. Psalms 37, verse 12. Salak.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, and verse 12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just. Yeah. And gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
So it says the wicked plotteth against the just. And it said, and gnash upon him with his teeth, because that's how this man is going to press upon us with his military.
Mm-hmm.
See, this man is going to make it physical, man. What else could he do?
Mm-hmm.
All these YouTube guidelines and striking channels, they only bring forth more water coming. Now these old cartoons, they trying to plug a dam up. These holes, you plug this one up, now another one. You plug that one, now two more popped up. But this truth is overwhelming this man. And he don't do well with truth.
Mm-hmm.
A liar.
Mm-hmm.
A liar don't do well with truth. He get all frustrated. And ultimately, he's going to lunch at you. You got it?
The Lord shall laugh at him when he seeth that his day is coming.
See, because Yahawashi is the one that brought forth the poor, the just, to bring forth this word.
Mm-hmm.
And the reaction is Esau coming after us, but the Lord already got this. It was already written in the plans for this man to come after us. But that just ultimately means his day coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it talks about touch not mine anointed, do my prophets no harm. That's a decree to these kings of the earth, these other nations. They understand that scripture. They know about the prophets. But this man is going to actually test that out. He's actually going to go against that with his Psalm 105.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to lead to also back in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter talks about that. He professed to have the knowledge of the Most High. Let us see if his words be true. And what's going to happen? He's going he's gonna be sadly mistaken. You got it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause Psalms 37:14, it says, "The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy."
See,
Mm,
he have drawn out the sword, so
mhm,
he had to. It's a process to that drawing out. This man read it. He actually drew it out on paper, and
mhm,
now you see it when your door get kicked down. This nigga got a decree according to H 1770. You know what I mean? Some crazy
yeah.
deal, executive order to overthrow you, man. And it said the sword. There's nothing that's going to comfort you. It's an effort to destroy. But it said to cast down the poor and needy. You got it.
Con. It says, "And to slay such as be of upright conversation."
See, to slay such as be of upright conversation. That's who this man is ultimately going to come after, man.
Mhm,
That's who. That's what you know, the YouTube guidelines, the hate speech, these different talking points that they hate. Is asking those that have the testimony of Yahawashi.
mhm.
Talks about it if they hate you. Uh, no, what's that? They hate me
Uh,
because I testify of it with that Saint
Con.
John the
That's
seventh
St.
chapter.
John 7. Yep, con. Yep.
So that reaction, us having this word possession Yahawashi, they gonna hate us, man, because we have the Lord in us, man. And it said that upright conversation. It's not like we doing anything carnal. You
Mhm.
tagging buildings and you marching and up you in the freeway, stopping traffic like these motherfuckers do, man.
Yeah.
No, we just bringing forth the words of Yahawashi, man.
Mhm.
The upright conversation and that this man is plotting and scheming to overthrow it.
Mhm.
But it's not gonna work. You got it out.
I can get real quick this word drone.
Khan, you got it out.
Con. This word drone is a phrase Strong's H6605. And we get right to the point. It says to engrave. So
Mm,
this legislation that they're writing down, that is set up to shoot at the perfect man, to shoot at the ones who hold the testimony of Yahweh. Everybody else are going to be collateral damage. But as Officer Brock mentioned, the Lord set up a decree: touch not mine anointed. But this damn devil, he's so loosed in the brain that he's gonna test that theory, man. He's gonna actually try and to accomplish that goal, man. Because he's a fool, man. He's cheering the fools, base men.
mhm,
He don't really know any better. Just like a kid, you tell him you ain't warned about touching a hot stove, or you warned them about touching a hot stove, and Esau like, shit, I'm gonna touch it anyway.
Yeah,
Shit, you
God.
gonna get burned.
Yeah, he got a hypothesis. You know what I mean? And different. You know what I mean? This nigga
Yeah.
thesis concerning
Hmm.
on why the stove, can you touch the stove or not, and the reaction from it.
Yeah, cuz that's what we dealing with, man. This Esau, man. The perfect devil. But the Lord really got this man in the trick bad though. But that was it on that.
Con. Um, what was that? What that Psalm 64?
Con.
Con, you can go back to Psalm 64.
Con. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 4. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
See, and fear not. And this devil he gonna have to grow some balls, man,
Mm-hmm.
because this is the only way. Really, the prophecy is what's in the way of this man completing his agenda. The spirit of truth is on the planet Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you got certain truthers. You got people that bring forth points and it makes sense. But we coming out the scriptures and and we got the who, what, when, where, and why. People got certain information. You even got whistleblowers and people that have seen these certain rituals and things firsthand and been in these certain meetings. But guess what? We make it sisterhood by bringing it out through the scriptures, filtering through the scriptures, man. You got it out.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them?
See, and that's what this man's strength. See, this is why he was able to run circles around the people. He was able to do all these things and blame it on the devil in the underworld. Some guy that in red spandex, the goatee with the horns. The typical devil that this society presents. Then it changed into the Arabs. Just all these things to blame, but it never did go back to them. Well, guess what? Now it's being known because this is that before that great day of our Lord Yahawashi, his return. It talks about the son of perdition being revealed, and now we at this point. Well, this man is now being made known. His agenda is on the table. Matter of fact, it's Jeremiah the 49th chapter. Because this man, his counsel is going to come to naught. At the end of the day, just him being revealed. If I see your play and who you going to throw it to, the whole play busted now. I know who your primary receiver. I know your secondary receiver. The play busted. And I know your audibles. So what else could you do? And that's why great wrath, this man coming down with great wrath, this is the only way he's going to be confident. This is the only way he's going to be able to solace himself, have some type of solace, is that. I think that Jeremiah 49 and verse 10, I believe.
Salaki. Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. Beautiful.
See? His secret places. So that these meetings, this man's agenda is being put on the forefront. It's on the table now. Depopulation is not a far-fetched idea. Just look at some of these Bill Gates meetings, these interviews concerning Bill Gates and what he is, a humanitarian,
Yeah.
And his solution is to do very good on the jabs and humanitarian things, and the population will drop.
Yeah, kind.
Oh, you finna say something?
No, that was it right there. That was it.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons why they, what was it, the Georgia Guidestones? They just totally scrapped that, and now get what, if you mention it to American, they wouldn't even know what you talking about. The Georgia Guidestones was number one on that. Their commandments was to maintain population under 500 million. So meaning if they maintain, that means they got to snip. You maintain, that means you got to cut certain things off, and you might have to tighten the boat. So that's what they're gonna do. They in their thing in their mind is to kill masses of people. But really, that's really the plans of Yahawashi. Talks about how the people are going to be taken in a great number, and that's going to happen. But it's not going to be in Esau's favor. These people being, really millions of people being put to death. That's really the plans of Yahawashi. Lord put in Esau and put in his spirit to have that driving him to do that as well. But when it happens, it's not going to be in his favor to where he rise from the ashes, he come out these bunkers and reset shit. No, it's going to be an effort for us to, take over the earth and get things right. But it says the Lord, he uncovered his secret place. So the counsel of the wicked is being exposed. As we read in parts of uh, Psalm 64 and Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these devils talk about. The overthrowing of Israel. Those that had a testimony of Yahawashi. That's part of their means. They might be talking about this digital age, and then their special part of the meaning. You got to talk about the prophets now, which it get uncomfortable for them. That's why I say he is grievous to us, even to behold. You got to talk about the prophets. That's that one subject you don't want to talk about in the mean, but you got to.
Mm-hmm.
You got it out.
It says, he shall not be able to hide himself.
See, he shall not be able to hide himself. You got it.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
So it said his seed is spoiled. So meaning this is the latter time where these things are set to take place. The end.
Mm-hmm.
And it says he's not going to be able to hide himself. So light, we at the height of light. And he can't do that. This devil, he operates better in the dark. He's a nocturnal animal. That's why you can compare this king or this man, his time of rule, to darkness. But ultimately, as you can see by him being exposed, he's gonna come tonight. Because this was one of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
One of his strengths was to be under the banner of darkness. But this is a marvelous work indeed of Yahweh exposing this man. When you read Isaiah, the 44th chapter, how the Lord stretches forth the heavens and made everything. But in the Lord, in the same breath, said he and also frustrated the tokens of the liars.
Mm-hmm.
That's a powerful work, man. Because when you read Revelation, the 20th chapter, it talks about how this man, the first thing he did when he came out the pit, when he came out of obscurity, was to deceive the nations. And he damn so did that. You even got more bites and shit celebrating Christmas. Just everything, confusion at its height.
Damn.
And everybody was in this loop, this vortex of lies and, old wives' tales and shit. But Yahweh has broke us out of that. And the spirit of truth is on the planet Earth. So that it's frustrated the tokens of the liars and turn of wise men backwards. So that shows you that they was plotting and scheming to a certain destination was that NWO. But guess what? This nigga going back to the drawing, but he got to go write up another play. And guess what? It's still not working.
Okay.
You got something?
I was just thinking when you said that drawing up another play, and the play he drawing up is worse than the one he came with the first time.
Yeah, you bet out there running that. Yeah, now this nigga reduced to the triple option. This nigga running some crazy offense from the 1940s, man. Some shit that's what else he got? That's why the sword is going to be the only thing that's left on the table, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he trying to run the damn wing T.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Because it's funny because we see it through the spirit.
Kind of.
The Lord said he shall laugh at him. And that's playing out in this realm through us, man. Because we actually see this man and what he's doing through the spirit. He bring forth certain information or certain events that happen on the planet Earth and how he narrates it. Or even these certain laws, when they being passed, written up, and how he worded it be so vague to where he can kind of move the goalpost, so to speak, when it's time to, bring forth that law. And we see it on all levels, man. This man is done, man. Matter of fact, jump to verse 7 on this.
Jeremiah chapter 49. Excuse me, Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Is wisdom no more in teeming? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
And yes, and indeed has.
Hmm.
Because we seeing the downfall of this man. This man has been digressing
Mm-hmm.
because the secret ingredient to rulership is wisdom, man. When you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter and 20th verse, wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And we saying that this man, his wisdom has perished. Or I think that's in is that Obadiah talks about how their wisdom is foolish or something like that. To that, I believe that what it is, but that's why it's so funny to this man. Just going back to that point you made, this man, the first play he wrote up, was the best one he had. Everything else was way worse because the wisdom has perished. This man is even. You can find news clips of these different crisis actors being in different events. Even when you go into these different news channels, no matter where you at, they saying the same line in the same manner. It's like, damn, man, you getting very, very sloppy, But that just shows that this man is out of here. But you got anything else out?
No, I ain't got anything.
All right, come on. We'll probably wrap it up with this. Get on Job 5.
Okay.
Get Job 5 and you start at like 12.
Okay. It says the book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
See, he said he disappointed the devices of the crafty. So this man, his plots, plans, and schemes is not going to come into fruition. He talks about how the Lord is going to disappoint the sword. So that their hands, like you got it out.
I got something real quick.
Time, you got it, bro.
Book of Psalms, chapter 33, and verse 10. It says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. So the counsel of these Edomites are going to be brought to naught, man. They leading the people in their ways, their mindset. So ultimately, the counsel of the heathen, which is pushed forth by Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be brought to naught by Yahawashi.
I see.
It says, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever, and the thoughts of his heart to all generations. So it's really Yahawashi plan to bring this damn devil down, man. And as the brother brought out earlier, we seeing it play out full scale, full and effect. So I'm slacking. Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise.
And go to this, see what that word enterprise says. Let's see what that said goes into. Because ultimately, this man want to accomplish his new world order. Crown his enterprise is a success, and that's by the way of him hipping everyone. You got it out.
That word enterprise, Strong's H. It's like Strong's H 8454. It says wisdom, sound knowledge, success, sound or efficient wisdom, abiding success.
Esau don't have none of that. Let's see. One of the words says an undertaking. Yep. So the wisdom working. Yeah, because this man, ultimately he's trying to He's trying to. It's a certain project. It's a certain mission
Mm-hmm.
that he's trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's by the way of this new world order, and that's through the way of hipping everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's this man goal. To have you a perpetual servant, in that the way you're going to be identified is by the way of that hip. Was there anything on the scrolls concerning that, or that was it on that?
I believe, Khan, that was it on that. Besides
Khan,
the undertaking, Khan. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands could not perform their enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
He taketh the counsel, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
See, so he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So this man, his own counsel is going to cast him down.
Mm-hmm.
Just going back to the point as you mentioned, this man, he drew up a play and had to scrap that, and the next play he drew up was even worse than the first one. So he really put himself in a worse state. That's why ultimately World War III is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Man, doing all this shit. Was it was it official Ukraine joined NATO?
Yeah, Khan, yep.
See, that's part of him being cared. That's stirring Russia up. Which we know the end is not yet, but now I bet you got to consider World War III now. I bet you're going to have to consider it. You got to entertain that idea. It's here. But now, what's next? Let's see here. What's about to come before that destruction takes place? The MOTV, man. But as you can see, just this man and how he moves is really putting himself in a further state that he can't come back from. Why the spirit of war is on the earth. Everybody hate America. And guess what? Everybody got missiles too. So now what? You got it out.
Khan, they meet with darkness in the daytime.
See, they meet with darkness in the daytime. So they meet with darkness, meaning these secret meetings, these secret councils, these different summit meetings concerning these leaders. But it's in the daytime, meaning it's on display now, as we just read in Jeremiah the 49th chapter concerning the secret places of this devil.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hid. It's being revealed. So we know the plans, their intentions, and where they want to go with on the planet Earth. How they want to the shift of the earth, how they want to shift the earth. You got this digital age.
Mm-hmm.
Was it's like what you want to say, y'all?
That fourth industrial revolution.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And that comes with sickos and weirdos. You got the LG. That's all part of this new world order as well. You got the lack of genders now. There's no honor in marriages. Mm-hmm. The lack of moral. Well, it wasn't no morals really, but now it's being more blatant. That it's for the left. Oh, just that turn, the left. Yeah. The far left. Was that supposed to be the Democrats, as they say? Mm-hmm. But all along the far left. Fucking sickos, man. Okay. But it said, the scripture said they meet with darkness in the daytime, so meaning the secret places, the secret counsels of the wicked, light is being shed upon it. We see exactly what you want. He wants you to eat bugs and be happy, and not lawful bugs. Because when you go into the FDA, just for an example, peanut butter, so many spider legs could be allowed in so much peanut butter at a time. Okay. That's actually part of the FDA. They sign off on. It's spider legs in it. Just it can't be this much spider legs in it. That's sick, man. It's a crazy place. Mm-hmm. You got it out.
It says, and gropeth in the noonday as in the night.
See, because this man, he don't do well with truth. When you ask this, you ask just a regular Edomite, you can ask this man a yes or no question, and he started off by a date. See, my father was born in 1940, and he never said yes or no. And that showed that Esau is a nocturnal animal. He don't do well when truth is on display. Ultimately, his reaction is to lunch at you. You know, you question this man, you put him in a certain box. You bringing up certain names in history. They don't want to deal with that. For an example, you got vocab, and he don't want to deal with the Apocrypha. You go into the Maccabees, and his names being brought forth, and Antiochus and Alexander, Philip. You know, and that put you Edomites on the scene. So that he don't do well because he's a nocturnal animal. He do well in the banner of darkness. Motherfucker go all night talking about Christmas or some crazy shit. But when truth is on display, they don't want to deal with it. You got it out.
But he saveth the poor from the sword.
See? And that shows that the poor is the one that's bringing forth the expulsion upon this devil. That was the reaction of this man, is to come after the poor with the sword, because he's being exposed. You got it?
From their mouth and from the hand of the mighty.
See, so Yahawashi is going to deliver us from this man. We bring forth the information to really yield Esau. This is really yielding Esau. It's stopping him in his tracks. This word. You know? And now his reaction is to come after us. But Yahawashi is going to deliver us from this man. And his plan is going to come to naught. See, Esau ain't going to have shit after everything is said and done, man. Not even his own land. And he know that's on the table. See, Esau know what's up if he failed to accomplish his NWO, which is already set in stone. He's not going to accomplish it.
Good.
That's why Cain said, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Cain know what's up. You know, and that's why the reaction is to come after the sword. But even in that, the Lord's going to preserve us from this man. What he does, everything he do is he talks about the knowledge of wickedness is not even wisdom. So he was able to get so far. But now you can't, that's it. That's why it says the knowledge of wickedness is not even wisdom, and the counsel of the forward is not prudence. So that showed that this man, and when his plans is ultimately going to be to his own detriment. But you got anything else out?
No, I ain't got anything.
So yeah, we just hope that will edify. Like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Like to say shalom to the elect that's teaching his word on true faith and sincerity. DTA.
A Bible ball.
Soon.
Soon.
Very soon.